Hi YouTube, Truck Bear here with another Banggood review. And what we're going to be reviewing today is the Mini Eagle, and oh yeah, that's the package it came in. It's from Dancing Wings. Now this is EPP, and generally EPP is a really soft, really fine, really brittle type of foam material. The one good thing about it is light, and I am smoking. So I'm going to have to ash in front of the camera sometimes. Here it is. In the box, loosely, you get a couple of carbon rods. Like so. You get the Dancing Wings Eagle sealed up in this case over here. And, well, your engine mount is over there, your propeller. This piece of wood over here looks like it might be for the V-tail mounting. The elastic bands, probably for the wings. And a couple more carbon strips on side, some screws and some horns, control horns, and there's a few, well, let's open it up and have a look at it. But what I can see so far is, well, quite a few parts. I'm going to be doing a full build log on this, where I actually show you how to build the entire Eagle from scratch. And one thing that I've seen on YouTube is guys put this particular Eagle together and they mock up the thrust angle. And when you mock up the thrust angle, as soon as you open the throttle up, you get a lot of up thrust, and when you get a lot of up thrust and the plane is not balanced with the correct center of gravity, you basically flip up into the air and you come crashing right back down into the floor. And anybody who's flown anything that's EPP knows, you crash EPP once, it's gone. Now, I had a similar experience with not having the correct thrust angle or center of gravity. I was putting together this glider, and I didn't have the correct thrust angle and not the correct center of gravity, so what I did was I pitched right up into here, went really high, really fast, came back down, hit the floor, and completely snapped in half. I'm going to fix it, but let's hope the same thing doesn't happen to the EPP Eagle. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up right now and see what we get inside. So, let's take a multi-utility knife, open this up, and see what we get inside. We get a few rubber bands. Well, they're nicely oiled, so they seem like a good quality of rubber band. And it's going to take me a while to loosen the nuts on this. I'm not going to do that right now. Yeah, your engine mountings, and they're all nicely laser cut out of some wood. Just twist them around, pull them out. Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah, pop out that little piece over there. They're not very brittle, so that's good. Let's put the engine mounting there. You get this stick over here, and that's probably to mount the V-tail on, right at the back of the Eagle. You get these two sticks, which I pretty much think goes through the body of the Eagle, and that's what you strap the rubber bands onto. Not so sure yet, I'll find out. You got this nice floppy slow fly prop. Now this thing's going to take a lot of hits if you crash them. It's not really going to break that easily. But it's EPP, remember that. You crash an EPP aircraft, and it's gone. So yeah, we're going to get the thrust angle right there. You get your connectors, the push rod connectors, and your control horns. And I think the push rods are in there. Yeah, there we go. Push rods are in there. You get 2 push rods. I'm going to be using more than 2 because I'm going to give this Eagle ailerons. The design is meant for ailerons, but I'm going to cut them. I'm going to put them there. I've got some servos on the way from Banggood. Customs have got hold of those. I'm just waiting for them to come through. So yeah, there's your push rods, more than likely. And some carbon. There we go. Some more carbon plates over here. Not sure where these go just yet. Pretty sure those are the screws for the engine mounting. So we're going to put that aside. We're going to open up the actual Eagle and see what you get in this packet. So, take a blade, pop this open, And I gotta thank my wife for making these videos for me. She really does spend quite a long time with the camera in her hands, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, love. She's obviously not going to comment, but all she does is stand there and smile. So, to look at the parts on the side, we're going to move these aside for the time being. We're going to take a look at these. These are the wings. And they seem fairly normal. Still some of the debris from the hot wire cut off over there. That's from the factory. I mean, we're going to clean that up a little bit before we glue it down. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice straight cut right down the line there. And that's going to be our ailerons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put flaperons on this Eagle too, because I want to FPV it and I want it to be able to sort of dance in the sky. Okay. It's just some more melted foam from the hot wire cutters, but I'll clean that up a little bit later. Those are the main wings. Not quite sure yet what this is and how many of them there are. This is the V-tail, and by the looks of it, it's already got carbon strengthening in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give these elevons a nice bead of hot glue just to strengthen them up. Is there another one of these? What's the purpose of this? Oh, there we go. I guess these are the leading edges of the wing. They'll go... I'm not so sure if I'm going to use them, but they're going to go here somewhere. I guess. I don't know. We'll see. There's an instruction manual, and I'll have a look at that in a second. This is also very nicely laser cut out of somewhat. I've got to say I'm impressed with that. What holds the body of the Eagle together? Let's toss that aside and pop out the center. This holds the body of the Eagle together. Looks pretty straightforward. That probably slides into there. And yeah, well, we'll get there once we have a look at the manual. These are the two side halves of the Eagle. And they've really been nicely cut. They line up pretty well. And that puts a little bit of dihedral into it. I guess that this is the bottom, and that little piece over there must be the top, because the wings are going to attach straight onto the top. That over there, clearly it's got some yellow, is what's going to give the Eagle his beak. And what we're going to do is, just beforehand, because it's pretty obvious that this is going to bend, we're going to take it and roll it against the side of the table just to give it a little bit of bend. Up front, just a little bit of bend, rolling it on the side of the table. And there we go. Let's put some bend in there before we get to using it. And now let's open up the manual and see what we need. So we need a screwdriver, we need a ruler, and we need some box cutters. I've got some box cutters over here. Do I have a ruler? Yes, I do. It is here somewhere. And I've got a screwdriver. That's no problem at all. These are all the pieces. And I noticed that something is different with this picture. Firstly, that looks like some glue. What's that? R. Foam glue. No foam glue. And then I is an ESC. This one doesn't come with an ESC. Well, that doesn't really matter. What I'm more concerned about is B4. Now, B4 over here, I don't know, but it looks like what I'm going to have to cut out to make the ailerons. That doesn't matter. I'll cut it with a blade. No big deal. Let's have a look at the instructions over here. So what it says is, put some glue on the center of the wings. Obviously glue them together. Put the pieces on that give the dihedral. And then that says cut. I wonder why it says cut. So, if we take the wing, and we line this up perfectly to how it's meant to be. Oh, I see. You can get a little piece that sticks up the bottom there. And that's probably what they mean by cut. Is this the correct piece that goes in there? I'm not sure. Yes, it is. It doesn't line up with the print 100%, but I guess you can use your initiative and just sort of, I don't know how you're meant to line this up. Doesn't really make too much sense. But yeah, I guess that's how it's supposed to be. Does it look right? Yeah, I guess that's right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these pieces on the edge of the wing. And we're going to use our hot glue gun for that. So what we're going to do is just going to get some hot glue over the foam there. Don't want to make it too hot. And we're going to take the wing and line everything up before we stamp down on it, and hold it in place for a few minutes. As we can see in the front over here, some glue is leaking out. That's not a big deal. So I'll hold this down. 2 minutes should be enough, and that should stick very nicely. And there we go. That's stuck down. If you line it up with a print, it doesn't line up perfectly over there, but is that something to worry about? No, not really. So we've done one. Now we'll do the other. Same thing. What we're going to do is take a nice load of hot glue, squeeze it on there, take the wing, line it up with a print, and squeeze it down and hold it for a little while until it sticks. In a situation like this, the table is always your friend. So we use the straight edge of the table. I get this down and sticking really nicely. Just hold it there for a little while. And then that should be in place. There we go. If you are out by a little bit, the glue is still hot, you're welcome to move it around just a little bit. And once again, there's a little piece sticking up in front there. That's no big deal. And there we go. The heat rollers on the wings. Yeah. These wings are nice and big. I like them. Okay. Now I want to find out if there is any carbon that strengthens the middle of the wings. What it says is paste the B3 and B4 parts on the leading and trailing edges of the wing. Blah, 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 blah. Done that. Insert the glue and reinforcement carbon sheet inside the spare slot in the wing and paste the small carbon sheet on the leading and trailing edge. Okay, so what is this carbon sheet that we're going to use? I'm going to guess it's this one over here. It's the longest one we've got. Aha! And they've got space for it right over there. So we're gonna work off the edge of the table over here. Just get this. Carbon right down into the slit. Like that, and we're going to try and Look, don't quote me on this as being the perfect way to do this. But I am doing it to the best of my ability. Might not be the best of everybody's ability. I'm not claiming to be an RC guru or anything, but there we go. Here's the first time I'm building this bloody Eagle. So there we go. We got that one in there. Now what we need to do is we need to get some hot glue in the middle of the two wings. Just gonna plug it in for 10 more seconds. And we're gonna stick together. And that will make our wings. So I guess what we'll do is we'll get that in there, and then I'll fight with the carbon rod. Using the side of the table. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this together before I put the carbon rod in. Seems to make more sense at this stage. So we can use the table to glue these edges perfectly together. So we're going to take our hot glue gun. We're going to put a nice bead of glue all the way down the wing. That is a bit generous, and we'll squeeze it together, make a nice firm seal. Just hold it there for a few seconds. As you can see, the glue's coming out on the top, but that's not a big deal, so you just rub that down. Sure it's not going to hurt the wings. Make sure they're lined up nicely. And I notice that they don't line up perfectly, but I'm going to lift this edge just a tiny bit to create a little bit of dihedral. Just a tiny bit of dihedral in the wing. And there we go. Wings are nicely glued together without messing up side edges. I'm going to feed the carbon rod in. So, let's see. So before we get there, just going to make a little incision in the glue. My blades are not too sharp, so what I'm going to do is just break some off, there, like that. And we're going to make a tiny incision in the hot glue, just to accommodate the carbon rod. Go. Guess that's all that's needed there. And we're going to jam the carbon rod straight into the wing. Just like that. Now one thing I've noticed, they haven't given us a scrap piece of foam. Yeah? What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this block of wood right here. And with that block, I put a bead of glue over there. I'm going to pull it down to make a seal. And then I'm going to do exactly the same over the top of the wings. But yes, I do work a little bit messy. I don't aim to be any expert at this, but sure as hell, this eagle's going to look good and it's going to fly. There's no doubt about that. So there we go, we got the wings together. I'll trim that off a little bit later. And then I'll also put a bead of hot glue in there and just pull down so that it's all sticking together quite fine. So I'll do what my hot glue gun is. Pull a bead of hot glue down the center, just one bead. Take the spare piece of wood and just run it along and create a seal. Some people might say this is not necessary. I don't care what anybody else says. This is the way I'm doing it, and that's the way I feel I need to do it. You're welcome to disagree and offer some constructive criticism, and I will take it to heart, and thank you very much for it. So yeah, I'll find a bead of glue down there, and because I'm in a bit of a hurry, I'm going to do the same on the top without touching it at the bottom. So just run a bead of hot glue down the center, and we take our piece of wood and we pull it nice and flat. There we go. It's almost invisible. Voila! There we go. It's done. We've got our wings. Are they joined together nicely? They sure as hell look. And what I should have done was, I should have cut this off before I glued the wings together. But that's not going to be a big deal because my wife is going to do that, and yes, she's going to have a bit of a battle. I won't bother to cut the ailerons at all. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, the wings are done. We'll put them aside and we'll get started on the body. Now, let's have a look at this. Okay, so first we're going to put the motor mount together. Well, we're going to put not the motor mount, so I took quite a lot of rubbish right there. We're going to put these two things together. And it looks like we just got to stick those down. They do fit in together really tightly, so I guess you don't have to use any bloody glue for that. They squeeze together. They really do have a oops, and we broke the wood there by trying to stick that one in. Yep. Oh well. So I'm going to take that piece off there, but that's how it fits in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead of hot glue down there and down there. We'll take our spare piece of wood and rub it into the joint nicely by clearing off most of the glue. And I'll use this exact same piece to run glue down the inside over there, and that's sort of dried up, and we'll run another bead down that piece there. And because that piece of wood is damaged, I'm actually going to leave just a little more glue on the inside there. And as a finishing touch, because I've damaged that piece over there, just a bit in the hole. There we go. Not too much of a big deal. We'll leave that to dry. Only going to take about 2 minutes or so. And then we'll be mounting the Eagle to the mounts. He does look quite handsome, doesn't he? Can be a bit of an idiot sometimes. The leading edges of the wings, which they don't show you here at all. Yeah, but as you can see, that's where they go. 50mm CG, that is complete rubbish. I don't think that's true. I will figure out the CG myself. But that should be nice and dry. And what we're going to do is, these are going to line up with the holes over there. And they're going to become the body of the Eagle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry fit it to see if they fit in there and look nice. And as you can see, works quite fine. I guess your servos are going to go in there. Right, so what I'm going to do is take a bead of hot glue, run it down, some there, trying to not block up the hole. I'll line these up over the holes and press them down firmly. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it about ever so slightly, just so that the glue spreads out on the inside of that EPP foam. I'm going to hold it down for about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that should be good. There we go. And I don't have a wireless glue gun, so I'm going to keep plugging it in and unplugging it, so it's just going to get warmed up a little bit. But yeah, assembly time seems to be under 1 hour. I don't know. Is it? Is it under an hour? Yep. So we're going to line those up there. And when we fix those over there, this little piece is going to stick in the back there. And I guess this goes on top of that. Let's pay close attention to the instruction manual and we'll see that indeed it does go on top of that. Now by the looks of this picture, this sticks out quite a bit at the back here. And it's mounted right to the front of that. Yep. And what do you know? It sticks out quite a bit at the back there. So if these are for our tail mounts and we mount them there, a hell of a lot sticks out at the back. So, in order to not make a fool of myself, what I'm going to do is just roughly with the eye cut that off right there. We've got a better tool for doing that, and the multi-tool. Is there a saw in here? Yes, there is. Should we use it? Yes, we should. And basically off the edge of the table. I'm just gonna shorten this piece of wood up. There we go. That piece looks like shit, so I'll mount that one to the back. Good thing we saw that. And I think we're going to stop the video right here, and we're going to carry on a little bit later. Okay, so we're going to carry on the build with the EPP Eagle. What we're going to be doing now is just popping some glue in there, and as you can see I've reinforced those joints with some hot glue because I sort of plugged it up just a little bit. So I'm going to pull some hot glue over here, stick that half of the Eagle onto, and just, you don't have to use that much. This glue is really hot. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit. Let's put that down for a second. And I'll line up the holes and sort of just slightly wiggle it around just to spread out the glue. And then place the flat edge down and put some pressure for a few seconds just to spread the glue out nicely into the EPP. 10 seconds should be enough. And there we go. That should be stuck on there. And as you can see, gives the Eagle a nice shape. Now we're going to put that down for a second. And we're going to talk a little bit about the power system. Here is a problem I found with the power system. what I was doing was I basically got the power system together, and that's it over there. The engine mount on this Horizon Hobby motor does not fit, which makes me think that Horizon Hobby is a bit selfish about the way that they make the back of their mount, so it's actually their product specific. So we're not going to be doing the power system in this video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hop onto Banggood, I'm going to order some parts, and I'm going to priority ship them so they come in time, because this is not going to work. So what I will do is I'll use this entire power system in a different airplane, and I'll get an entire power system for this EPP Eagle. Would have really liked to use this motor. It's a 1300 kV brushless motor. It's very low ampage with an 18 amp ESC. It's parks on ESC. And this has got built-in safe mode technology, which will help the Eagle fly really well. My wife can fly it, our kid can fly it. I was going to fly with a 2600 milliamp battery, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to cut that up. We'll do the power system in a completely different video. I've also got two servos that's going to go in here, but like I said, we'll do the power system in a different video, so I'll get some different servos as well. What we're going to do right now is the next step on the instructions, which is clearly to get the back piece in over there. So we're going to dig it out. There it is over there, and it is going to fit very nicely on top of the wooden mounts in right there. And lines up almost perfectly with the back. So I've got these holes right in the mounts. This Eagle should be perfectly lined up, which I think it probably is. Yeah, and that's EPP, so it doesn't matter. You can stretch it a little bit, bend it the way you want it, and it's floppy as well. Doesn't matter. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put a bead of hot glue down the sides of this. And yes, some people might do this differently. This is the way I'm doing it. Some people might put the glue there first. And this is the way I'm doing it. I don't really care how anybody else is doing it. This is going to work for me. So we're going to stick one side in over there. And get the other side in to line up.